Alright guys, so after watching the premiere of Loki Season 2, we really need to talk about Ravonna Renslayer. She was mentioned a handful of times in the show, and is actually someone that we've already been introduced to. Judge Renslayer, who's clearly a variant of Ravonna. So let's talk about Ravonna Renslayer and her future in the MCU and what her story is in the comics. So breaking down the story real quick, Ravonna is a princess that Kang has a huge crush on. He even goes as far to summon the Avengers from a different timeline to destroy them in front of Ravonna. Talk about stupid move. And because the Avengers didn't like that, they teamed up with Ravonna to take out Kang. Because Ravonna didn't have the hots for Kang. He wasn't royal. Ew. So feeling a little butthurt about what happened, Kang calls his army to take over Ravonna's kingdom, but has one caveat that his army cannot assassinate her dad, which one of his generals disobeys. So Ravonna, the Avengers, and Kang actually go up against this general. They were clearly successful, but just as Kang is about to be killed, Ravonna gets in the way and is killed herself. And then with her dying breath tells Kang that she loves him, thus creating a drama and a love story that could have been made into a Shakespearean play. So long story short, there's a battle and there's two versions of Kang made. One of the versions actually goes and pulls Ravonna from the timeline just as she's about to be killed, and the other one takes the body of Ravonna and puts it in stasis. So the version of Kang that has the body is given the power of death from the Grand Master, with the intention to revive Ravonna. But instead, he uses the power of death to try to take out the Avengers. This is that same story we talked about the Black Knight reel, where the Black Knight actually takes out Kang for the Avengers, since the Black Knight is not considered an Avenger yet. So the Grand Master ends up reviving the body of Ravonna, and she learns that Kang decided to use that power of death to take out the Avengers instead of revive her. So she goes out to seek revenge. So later, just like Kang, she rebrands herself as Terminatrix. And again, she tries to go and defeat Kang. But to save her life, Kang sacrifices himself. So Terminatrix actually keeps the body of Kang in a pod, while she keeps Kang's empire safe from the Council of Kangs. This is where she discovers that there's a temporal time creature named Alioth that could destroy all of this. Then another variant of Ravonna shows up named Revelation, and Revelation does not want Kang's body revived at all, where Terminatrix does. And so the two actually summon different Avengers to battle it out with each other. But just as the battle is about to begin, Terminatrix is actually pulled from her timeline into the year 9999 by Immortus, who actually wants to die with his version of Ravonna. That's a whole nother story too. So anyway, when Terminatrix is in the year 9999, Revelation meets her and convinces her that she wants to help her defeat Alioth, and would provide her with medicine to help revive Kang's body. So Alioth actually ends up absorbing the Council of Kangs. There's a huge battle, and while this is happening, Terminatrix is actually able to revive Kang. But the Avengers still aren't super happy with all the choices Kang has made, and just as they're about to go defeat Kang, Kang kicks them out of his realm. So now that they're alone, Kang sees this as an opportunity to reconcile with Terminatrix, aka Ravonna. But to level the playing field, Terminatrix actually stabs Kang, with every intention to revive him again, so that she wouldn't become the future version of Revelation. So from there, she begins to call herself Rebecca Tormentant. Travels to Timely in 1903 to reconcile with the version of Kang we know as Victor Timely. See how all just comes full circle? So yes, there's a lot of theories to unpack here. Maybe Kang was actually trying to keep Ravonna safe by keeping her in the TVA. But based on the end credits scene from Ant-Man, we're definitely gonna meet Rebecca at some point. But for those lucky people who've already seen the first 4 episodes of Loki Season 2, I may be totally wrong, but it's still a fun fact theory to think about.